Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Matthew Vasilakas with Climate Action Campaign and the San Diego Building Electrification Coalition. Today, we stand with honorable elected officials and our partners, Sierra Club San Diego 350, Hammond Climate Solution, and many others, working in an alliance of business, community, and environmental organizations to bring healthy, climate-friendly, all-electric buildings, businesses, and homes to our communities. Today is a historic day for Encinitas and the San Diego region. The city of Encinitas is set to lead by example once again by voting on a gold standard green building ordinance, which we hope will set the pace and tone for future building electrification efforts across Southern California. Our speakers today understand the need for bold action and common sense solutions to address the climate and public health crises we face from dangerous methane gas in our homes and neighborhoods. To kick off, I would like to introduce the Honorable Mayor Catherine Blakespear of Encinitas.
Well, thank you, and thank you so much for having me here today, having all of us here today. It's a great day here in the city of Encinitas because in a few hours at our Encinitas City Council meeting, we'll be considering and hopefully adopting the 50th REACH code in this state that will require that new building to be electric. And this is really exciting because we want to be moving off of gas infrastructure, and it's important that we do what we can to fight climate change. So we know that climate change is an existential threat to us, to our world, to our planet. We need to live in reciprocity with our planet and not be extracting oil and then dependent upon that oil. And so our effort here is for the city to do its part. And I'm absolutely thrilled as the mayor of the city of San Diego that we have these partners behind us and these advocacy groups because you have pushed us to be better. You have analyzed what we had proposed initially and recommended that we reach a little farther. And so today we will be considering that final little reach. And so I want to thank everybody who cares about climate change, who wants us to be more environmental as a city. You have elected leadership who believes in that, who's fighting for that better world. And today we're all standing together united in that fight. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to introduce the Honorable Councilmember Joe Mosca.
I'm not going to repeat what the mayor just said. It is a very exciting day. I would say once again, this is Encinitas demonstrating that it is a welcoming, inclusive, sustainable city that doesn't shrink from its challenges, but takes them on head on. And there is no larger challenge for the city of Encinitas in every city in this country than the climate crisis. And we have a gold standard climate action plan that calls for decarbonizing new future buildings, and this is what the ordinance tonight will do. Very good ordinance that will essentially allow us to reduce our local greenhouse gases and air pollutants within our building structures. And so it's a very good step forward, and we're also focused on combating climate change, from coastal erosion to flooding to wildfire to heat days. And so Encinitas is on the lead, we're on the move, and we're doing a lot, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Councilmember. I'd like to welcome Karinna Gonzalez with Hammond Climate Solutions.
Hi everyone, my name is Karinna Gonzalez. I am the Climate Justice Policy Advisor with Hammond Climate Solutions, a proud member of the San Diego Building Electrification Coalition. I would like to start off by thanking Mayor Blakespear and Councilmember Mosca for their leadership and for being strong climate advocates. Climate change is the biggest challenge of our time. We have an urgent need to come up with solutions that stop the expansion of fossil fuel infrastructure, and we must not fall victim to the fossil fuel industry's greenwashing attempts to name fracked methane gas as a harmless natural gas. I want to be very clear that the impacts of our continued use of fracked methane gas are not only an environmental concern, but are a form of environmental racism that is currently negatively impacting our communities of color in places where fracking is happening in people's backyards and next to schools. The fossil fuel industry has attempted to downplay the impacts that fracked gas has on our communities, but the data is there. Communities that live near fracking infrastructure are suffering from increased asthma rates, preterm births, cancer, and are now disproportionately dying from COVID. We need to recognize that building any additional fossil fuel infrastructure is a step in the wrong direction. As we are beginning to see the devastating impacts of climate change like wildfires, flooding, droughts, hurricanes, and extreme temperatures, it's clear that there is no time for modest actions to address climate change, and we need our cities to begin to act boldly. Adopting an all-electric building ordinance is the first step to eliminating our dependency on fossil fuels. Transitioning our new buildings to be all-electric and powered by 100% clean energy is the lowest cost and lowest risk pathway to decarbonizing our buildings. The City of Encinitas has the opportunity to become a leader in the region by adopting an all-electric ordinance and becoming the 50th city in California to finally stand up to fossil fuel industries that are poisoning our air, water, and the health of our communities while accelerating the climate crisis. Tonight, I urge the Council to adopt the ordinance without adding any additional exemptions and help the City of Encinitas become a leader on forward-thinking policies and addressing our climate emergency. Thank you.
Thank you, Karinna. I'd like to now introduce Nguyen with Climate Action Campaign's Public Health Advisory Council.
Hello, my name is Nguyen. I'm Assistant Chief of Pediatrics, and I'm a member of the Public Health Advisory Council of Climate Action's Campaign, and also co-chair of San Diego's American Academy of Pediatrics Climate Change and Health Committee. I'm here today with my colleague, Dr. Bruce Bakar, to urge the City of Encinitas to adopt this proposed green building ordinance. I'm a pediatrician standing next to an OB-GYN. Fundamentally, Bruce and I care about women and children. That's why we chose our specialties. We live in a world of mothers and growing babies and children, and it's usually a happy world. But we're here today outside of our clinic because you, Encinitas City Council members, what you do today affects our patients. Climate change is a public health crisis, and for pediatricians, it's a pediatric public health crisis. You see, kids are different than adults. They are smaller and have a greater body to surface ratio of their lung epithelium and their vital organs. And growing fetuses and growing children, they have developing vital organs still. And that simple fact makes children more vulnerable to the effects of pollution and heat. 80% of the diseases that are on the rise because of climate change affect children, especially those under 5 years of age. Bruce was a lead author of a study recently published in JAMA that demonstrated that climate change and pollution leads babies to be born earlier and smaller. In my regular work life, I'm responsible for what we call pediatric asthma metrics. I've been working on this field for over a decade, and we know that climate change is worsening pediatric asthma and adding to the increased incidence, which means more asthma, and increased severity, which means asthma is worse. What the City of Encinitas does today will affect so many lives. So what's at stake today? If you don't act, more premature babies, smaller babies, babies with smaller heads, more pediatric asthma severity, and more heart attack for adults. So that's why two doctors are here today. Medicine is no longer just practiced in our clinic, but it's actually here at your city council because we want to prevent diseases. So we are urging you to vote yes for electrifying buildings. Please vote yes for women and children. Please vote yes for our planet. And the doctors today, we did our part. We showed up today. So it's your job to kind of do your part now. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Lee. I'm happy to introduce Jim Wang, the local Encinitas resident and a climate action champion.
Hi, my name is Jim Wang. I'm an Encinitas resident, and I serve on the Environmental Commission here, which gave me the opportunity to work with Mayor Blakespear and Councilmember Mosca to enact a number of environmental advances such as community choice energy, our quite ambitious climate action plan, and now building electrification. We didn't do this alone, and we did it with the help of dedicated individuals such as Dr. Bakar, Dr. Nguyen, diligent city staff such as Kristen O'Hara, incredible organizations such as Climate Action Campaign, Hammond Climate Solutions, and now SDBC. And because of them, then Encinitas has become known as an outstanding city for environmental progress. But, and this is sound a little strange, but hear me out. I wish it weren't so. Why is that? Because the steps that Encinitas has taken should not be known as unusual or remarkable are outstanding. Because those are steps that every city should take. Because it can and should take to fight climate change. We have a climate emergency. So I have no dismay over what the City Council has done. I'm very pleased with it, but I wish that the steps that I've taken are more popular and are known throughout the city county. So that said, I look forward to this evening when I hope the City of Encinitas will add yet another arrow to his quiver in spite to save the planet. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you to our honorable elected officials for joining us today, and our speakers, our partners, the San Diego Building Electrification Coalition. I really want to thank Carl, Kelly, Ann, and the other folks who helped organize this press conference. And we really urge a yes vote today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah.